We just want to start immediately. And I want to ask, before you start, how have you been today?
What did you say?
I said, how have you been today?
So that I can hear you well. Just give me a second.
No problem. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. This is the Talk Influencers. This is where we explore the mindset of amazing achievers. We share their secret to success and how the decisions they've made over the years have changed, transformed who they are today. And today we are so excited to have NOELA on the show because it's going to be a moment of change and transformation for you and I right here on the show. Now, for those who don't know who she is, of course, she's a group coach. You can go check her page. There's so much to learn from her. Honestly, us as the Talk Influencers, we appreciate what she's doing, and of course we cannot stop going to our page. We are just prone to what she's going to post next. Thank you so much, Nana, for having time out with us. Thank you so much. And I want to say, absolutely. All right, so I would like to ask you this, NOELA, how have you been today? How has been your day today?
Oh, my day has been like this because I have a whole lot to do. I have a flight to catch this evening. So I'm actually a bit under pressure, but not under pressure for this program. I mean, I'm relaxed,
Thank you so much.
But it's like that. It's like that. It's all for the best.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, I want to start immediately. So can you share with us, NOELA, what's the #1 decision that you made early in life that had made a tremendous impact to who you are today? One decision you think you made early in life that had made a tremendous impact to who you are today?
Okay, one major decision I made early on in my life was that I took a decision to be responsible for my success. Even as a teenager in secondary school, I didn't think that my success depended on my parents, even though I didn't know what I was doing then, but I had always been this kind of person who had the mindset to pursue my goals and to work hard and put in everything to make sure that I achieve my goals. So I never really depended on my parents to do anything for me, except those things, of course, that I couldn't do for myself as a young child, like paying my school fees and all of that. But that's basically it. And that's what has actually led me to where I am today. I don't depend on anybody to define my success or to decide how fast or how far I move in life in whatever direction that I want to move. And it has actually helped me tremendously. It has helped me. And that's why today I am so passionate about teaching people about goal setting, how to set goals and how to create strategies to achieve those goals. Because it's one thing to set a brilliant goal. It's another thing to have actionable strategies to help you achieve those goals. So from my own life experiences, I am able to let people know that it is possible. It doesn't matter where you're coming from in life. It doesn't matter who your parents
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Yes, thank you so much for that. That was well spoken. So I would like to ask you this now. Speaking of goals, you just mentioned it now. What's the significance of the relationship you keep in achieving your goals?
Oh, okay. I was at a conversation with Ruby Yang 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about how the people in your life could either be a catalyst to achieving your goal, or they could be a cog in the wheel of your achieving your goal. And so I make it a goal to intentionally develop value-based relationships. Okay, so I have my own set of values, And then the people I have in my circle, especially my inner circle, people who influence my decisions, people who I look at, I consider their opinion and their feelings the most before I take certain decisions, are the people whose values align with mine. So I make it a goal not to make friends randomly. So I choose my friends, but I'm intentional also in choosing my friends. I don't just choose friends just because, you know, and the fact that you want to be my friend doesn't necessarily mean I have to be your friend, because friendship is not acquaintance. You know that people confuse friendship. People take friendship to be acquaintance, or acquaintance to be friendship. I mean, somebody is your acquaintance doesn't mean the person is your friend. That somebody, you were in the same school with someone, the person was your former schoolmate. You were in the same office with someone, you worked together, the person was your former colleague. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean the person is your friend. Somebody is your neighbor. The person is your neighbor, not necessarily your friend. So friendship is something that one has to be intentional and deliberate about, and one also has to be picky about as well. Because the people you surround yourself with, they have influence on you, on your decisions, on your choices, on your goals, how far you pursue, if you will ever pursue that goal at all. Imagine that you make friends with people who are lazy or who are not ambitious at all, and you want to sell a vision that looks like a tall order to them. What do you think they'll tell you? Because they're going to tell you that it's not achievable, not in our climate, not in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is so unsafe. Nigeria is so poor, which I say, we are not poor, you know. There's so much going on. Ease of doing business in Nigeria is so tough to do business in Nigeria, and things like that. So people who are not ambitious cannot encourage your ambition. People who have not succeeded in anything cannot encourage you to succeed in anything. So you have to surround yourself with people who push you, people who challenge you, and people who also encourage you at the same time. And people, when you fall, are there to hold your hand and help you get back up as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. I was reading your post and you said something about having this life that we have, we should have an option for life. Please, can you just explain that a little bit so that I can understand where you're coming from saying that word?
Okay, so I said that a life of option is a life of misery, something like that. Okay, so in life, you need to give yourself options. So, for example, you have just one source of income. You need to give yourself several options. What if that one source of income goes bad? What are you going to do? You become stranded. You have a source of happiness, just one source of happiness. You know, it's one mistake that a lot of married people make. And you see a person, okay, I'm married, so I expect joy and happiness from my spouse. No, your spouse shouldn't be your only source of happiness. You should actually create pockets of activities here and there that can make you happy, assuming your spouse is not emotionally available. Because your spouse is a human being and may have his or her down moments. So at that time, the person cannot give you the kind of emotional balance that you need, because the person is not emotionally balanced at the time. So, and then talking about friendship as well. You just have one person and say, oh, this is my only friend in life. I mean, how wise is that? Doesn't make sense. You should have several friends so that if this friend disappoints you, you know that you have other people to fall back on you whenever. And so you need to give yourself options in life. You know, whatever it is, be it in your finance, you need to just give yourself options in life so that you are never desperate. Because when you don't have options, you see that you become desperate because this is the only thing you have. And so you cling on to that. And then you see some people, because they have just one source of income, maybe it's their job, and so they can do everything, even unthinkable things, unimaginable things, to keep that job. But if you have investments here and there, maybe in stocks, in real estate, or, you know, depending on the kind of job that you do, if it's the kind of job that doesn't allow you to run another business by the side, then you can actually have all those kinds of investments that you don't directly get involved with. But if it's a kind of job that allows you to have something by the side, as long as there's no conflict of interest, then you should give yourself options as well.
Thank you so much, NOELA, for saying that. I love that fact that it's good in life that one should have also, and I truly agree with that as well. So please, can you share with us your 3 life principles that you live by, that has helped you thus far? 3 life principles that you personally live by that have been of great help to you growing up.
Okay. One of the major principles that I live by is the principle of generosity. I'm not afraid to give. And I don't count what I give. Okay, that's not to say that I am not prudent. I am prudent. I mean, and when I say giving, I don't just mean giving money. I can give of my time, I can give of my attention, you know. So, because in giving, I have received so much more than I have given, you know. So I believe in investing in people. I believe in investing in people. I believe that we shouldn't see people as a means to an end, but we should be able to leave people with something memorable every time they encounter us. So that is one major principle that I live by. You know, just making sure that I invest in people, making sure that I give tangibles or intangibles. After all, when we leave this world, what are we going to be remembered for? We're going to be remembered for the things that we did and not the things we acquired. Besides, we're not going to go with any of those things that we have acquired. So why don't we just give them freely? You know, so giving for me is one principle that I live by. Number 2 is being accommodating. We may have divergent opinions, but it doesn't stop me from valuing the human being in you. I don't care what faith you belong. I don't care what tribe or race you belong to. As long as you're a human being, I value you. You know, I accommodate you. We might have divergent opinions on certain subject matters, but we can always coexist. I am that. Work smart. But I tell them, before you are able to develop the smartness, you must work hard. There's no smartness without hard work. There's no smartness. And you know, it's quite misleading when people just keep throwing these things on social media. Don't work hard, work smart. Don't work hard, work smart. And then the younger generation have taken this hook, line, and sinker. And so they think that people who work hard are not smart. It is not true. We are communicating remotely via this device called a phone, right? It's
Yes.
called a smartphone. But so much hard work was put into creating the smartphone. The people didn't just wake up and their smartness created the phone. Yo, do you know how many times they had to discard the different maybe models of phones that they created before they came up with the one that gave them the record like, aha, we have got what we wanted. You're not going to see that. All we see is the finished product. And so I believe so much in hard work. And it is something that I am inculcating in my children. And so whenever I have the opportunity to let people understand that working smart does not mean ignoring hard work, I actually try to say to them, you can never go wrong working hard. And we can never underestimate the importance of working hard in our lives. So those are the 3, among many other principles. So these are the 3 that, you know, just came to me very quickly.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, you know, for elucidating that. And I'd like to ask you this: can you share with us one advice you have received from someone that had made a tremendous impact to who you are today? One advice you have received from someone that had made a tremendous impact to who you are.
Okay. Someone once told me that everybody cannot be like me. And that struck a chord. You know, because I am someone who is used to giving, someone who is used to out, I was thinking that, you know, when you do for people, they are also going to be eager to do for you when you are in need. And then, to my surprise, at some point, I was in need. And those people I helped were, you know, they appeared insensitive. And I was really hurt. And so somebody told me, you know what? Everybody cannot be like you. And that spoke to me in a very profound manner. And it was quite liberating. And so I sat down and I told myself, yes, truly, everybody cannot be like me. The fact that I choose to be accommodating, the fact that I choose to give and give and give, doesn't mean that everybody is disposed to giving and giving and giving. There are some people that are used to taking and taking and taking, you know. And so the moment of those persons and everything, whether you remember me when I'm in need or not, it doesn't stop me from giving. And I don't even expect anything from the people I have helped, because I know that my help doesn't come from human beings, that when I'm in need, God will find a way to raise people who are also going to come to my aid when I'm in need. And it was quite liberating.
Thank you so much for saying that. I'd like to ask you this, you know, as a growth coach, can you share with us 3 principles, if there are more, it's fine, for anyone watching us right now, the Talk Influencers, as principle to have this lifestyle or this set a lifestyle of growth in their lives? Principle that one can live by for growth.
Okay, now you want to grow. First of all, you need to define what growth means to you. Okay, so does growth mean having all the money in the world? Does growth mean developing yourself? Does growth mean having healthy relationships? So you grow in different ways. But first things first. The first principle is the principle of knowing you. Because if you don't know where you are right now, you will not know the difference between where you are and where you want to be. Okay? So growth is covering the distance between where you are and where you want to be. That's what growth helps you to achieve. Okay, so you grow in the direction of your desired goal, right? So first, you need to be aware of who you are. Who am I? What talents do I possess? What skills do I need to acquire? Where I am right now, is it where I want to be? If not, why not? And if you can articulate why not, why are you not where you want to be, it will be easy for you to recognize those things that set you back. So first principle is the principle of self-awareness, self-knowledge. Know who you are, first of all. And then number 2 is constant learning. Constant learning. Be a lifelong learner. You know, there's no growth without learning. The only way a human being can grow is when the human being continues to learn. And there was a quote I made some time ago. I said that knowledge is the new air. Knowledge is the new air. The moment you stop learning, you start to die. It's like oxygen. You know, it breathes life into someone. It makes everything new and fresh again, because the more you learn, the more you gain fresh perspectives to a lot of things. You know, maybe things you never knew, you get to know them. Things you used to see in another light, you get to see them in a different light. So it just brings that that kind of illumination, if you will, into your life. So you have to keep learning if you want to grow. So first of all, know where you are, know where you want to be, so that you know what level of growth and at what pace and at what intensity you want to grow or you want to run. And number 2, ensure that you are constantly learning. Don't ever think you have learned enough. No, nobody has learned anything enough, as a matter of fact. And nobody will ever learn anything enough. So just keep an open mind and just keep learning. And then this principle of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Don't be the kind of person who wants to, you know, reap right now, right here, immediately. You know, I can't wait. Just like people will say, work smart. So what other people achieve in 10 months, you can achieve in 1 hour. There's a time to sow, there's a time to nurture, there's a time to reap. So delay that gratification so that you can have the peace of mind that you need while you wait for the harvest time to come. So that way you don't put yourself under pressure and you don't feel frustrated, assuming your results are not immediate. So you don't also feel like a failure because your results are not immediate as well.
Thank you so much for that. Like, I want to ask you, what advice are you going to give to the 16-year-old Noela? What advice are you going to give to her?
Well, the 16-year-old Noela, the thing is that the 16-year-old Noela, okay, the advice I would give a 16-year-old Noela is all that glitters is not gold. Don't think that because everybody is doing it, it makes it right. Okay, and don't be afraid to stand alone, even if it is unpopular to stand alone, as long as you're on the path of virtue. That's my advice to my 16-year-old self.
Thank you so much. Now, even as we round up now, because this is going to be our last question, if you have to give me 3 advices, or anyone watching us now, want to give us 3 advices to hold in our heart, what would that be?
I will still tell you what I said about growth. First, seek growth, not perfection. Nobody can ever be perfect. Only God in heaven is and can ever be perfect. So you fall, evaluate the reason you fell, and please don't blame people for your poor outcomes in life. People who blame other people for their negative outcomes never grow, because they're either blaming their brother or their house help or their father that didn't love them, or their mother who didn't take care of them enough, who divorced their father to run off with another man, you know. So when you fall, evaluate the reason for your fall and take responsibility for your outcomes. You see the shirt I'm wearing? Yeah. I don't know if you can read it. I am responsible for my outcome, right? Yes. I actually wore it deliberately for this session. I am responsible for my outcome. It's customized for me. I am responsible for my outcome. The moment you realize that you alone, there are 3 people who are responsible for your outcome. Number 1 is you. Number 2 is you. Number 3 is you. Only you are responsible for your outcomes. And the moment you realize that, you see that there are things you won't do, and there are places you won't go to, and there are kind of people that you will not hang around. Number 2 is that hard work pays. Work hard, strategize, but work hard, put in the hard work. When other people are having fun and enjoying themselves, remember the future you want for yourself, and then ensure that you're working hard towards that future that you want for yourself. Nothing good ever comes easy, and nothing significant can be achieved lying down on the bed. You have to go get your hand dirty and get your feet soaking wet. You have to go out there. And then number 3, be mindful of the people you let into your life. They can actually become catalysts to growth and success, or they can become your undoing. So these are my 3 pieces of advice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I don't want to take the time, and of course, we are right on time. And I want to say thank you so much, Noela, for this great opportunity. You have come to us. Every word that you have said today, me personally, I know the entire team at the Talk Influencer and those that are watching us are really blessed by the words that you have said today, because it's really, really profound. Thank you so, so much. Now, even as we round up now, I don't know if there's anything you are working on that you want, of course, people to know about. Of course, this video is going to be on our IGTV, so people can still go back and, of course, watch it. Those one that have not joined us now. So is there anything you're working on that you want people to, of course, know about? Is there your pages, your YouTube pages, your Instagram, your LinkedIn? I know that you're on these platforms. So if you want to just see it out so that people, of course, will know about it, and they can as well reach out to you even after this section as well.
Okay, so it's not been made public, but now that you have said it, so let me just give you a sneak peek. So I'm working on something for micro, small, and medium enterprise businesses. It's going to be a retreat, a business growth retreat for owners of these businesses. Okay, because I work with a lot of businesses, big, small, and I've come to realize that a lot of business owners are still at the level of hustling. They are not running proper businesses yet. Okay, their businesses lack a lot of things. Structure, they are not organized, they don't set goals for their businesses, their finances are not well kept, records are here and there. They don't understand anything about branding their business. Many of them don't even understand how to sell. So people think that because I have a great product, it must sell itself. It's not true. And even when you sell, there's a how, there's a where, there's a to whom that you sell. You know, selling is not just something you just do like that. No, selling is actually learnable. You know, and then there are a lot of opportunities for SMEs within Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, globally, that people need to tap into. So all these areas, we're going to be bringing experts to give participants training in those areas. So from ideation, so even if you want to go into business, but you don't know what business, you don't know what is profitable, there's somebody there who is going to walk you through what opportunities there are in the market, and then together you can identify the kind of business you're going to go into. And then from ideation, we go to branding, we go to selling, we go to setting your financial budget for the annual year, and then bookkeeping, and then to customer experience management. Because one thing with a lot of micro, small, and medium businesses is that many of them lack customer service. Their customer experience is in the negative. They don't even understand what it is. So they think that because they are CEOs, everybody should actually bow at their feet, not knowing that they are the servants to their customers. But it's usually the other way around. And so you see them with this air of importance and arrogance strutting all over the place. And so these are some of the things that keep a lot of small businesses down and not allow them to scale up the way they should. So we're bringing, and the people we're actually bringing for this program are not just facilitators, they are people who run their own businesses in those areas. So when I talk about branding, the person that is coming is a branding expert whose job, whose profession is branding. So this person has a business that brands companies. So he's not going to be teaching you theory, but something he does, and he owns a business in this Nigeria, this same market that everybody finds very difficult to do business in. So it's going to be quite an experience. It's going to be for 2 nights, and it's going to be fully residential. And so we're looking at August for this event. And it's going to be an experience that nobody should miss, because it's going to actually bring a business turnaround for everybody who participates in it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So please, if you want more of that, you can, of course, go check NOELA on our Instagram page. I believe that the link is also be shown there, and also on our LinkedIn page as well. So please go follow her. There's a need for us to follow her. Thank you so much for this wonderful experience with you. For me, we cannot forget this experience, and we do not take it for granted. We say thank you so much for the amazing words that you have said today. It's really transforming. I must say that it's really transforming. The entire team at Talk Influencer, we say thank you, and we say we love you, and we are so delighted at the remarkable things that you are doing in the space of work and the space of individual life as well. So until next time, thank you so much, Rada, so that you're able to catch up your flight immediately as well too. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
God bless you. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. This is where we explore the mindset of amazing achiever. Our guest today was NOELA. It was an amazing section with her today. And we as Talk Influencers do not also give that to go. Thank you so much for this wonderful experience. Thank you so much. And until next time, this is the Talk Influencers. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, everyone.